Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm coming at you guys with a new series. New original series, never done before. Nothing like it has ever been done before, ever by any YouTuber whatsoever. Especially a black YouTuber at that. I'm gonna call this series Super Scary Someday. Super original series. We're gonna react to 3 or 4 videos. Scary videos, and it'll happen sometime during the week. Who really knows? Once again, super original idea, first ever do it. I'm not gonna do too much more talking. Let's just dive straight into it. First film, we got Insomnia by Mitch Francis. 1,000 subscribers. We can, come on guys, that's a small channel. We're a bigger channel. We can get them. Okay, let's get Mitch to 2 million subscribers by next month. 2 million subscribers by February. Let's go. Insomnia, first vid. I'm gonna dim my light a little bit. Ooh. Okay, so I think we're in the view of the spirit. Main character is a woman. Okay. No problem with that. Yeah, get comfy, you know. It's a nice mattress. I'm working with a twin XL back there. Or wait, twin XL? No, it's just a twin. It's just a twin. What's that on the table over there? Is that just a candle or is that a drink? Okay. Got a lot more peaceful when she turned the light on. Yeah. I mean, you got a knife, a gun, some, anywhere. See, this is why I'm gonna have protection when I'm of age. I need me a gun. Yeah, you're tripping. You are tripping. It's just nothing. You're good. Why are we still looking? You're good. Just shut the door. Yeah. I don't know who sleeps with, let me know in the comments, do you sleep with your door open? I feel like that's so weird. I would never sleep with my door open. Never. I always sleep with my door closed. It just doesn't feel right. Oh, absolutely not. Oh, absolutely not. See, that's when I pack my bags. Let's go. Let's move out. Let's move out. Actually, I'm not even packing my bags. Yeah, absolutely not. I'm good. I'm good. You could have my bed, you could have my clothes, you could have everything. Oh. Oh no. You're hiding under the blanket? You're 26. You should know that that's not a feasible hiding spot. You should know that's not gonna work. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's happening. Oh my gosh, that made my like feet jump. What am I even looking at? I don't even know. I can't see. Why are you even looking off your bed? Nah, that was weak. Weak jump scare. That was Insomnia by Mitch Francis and Mike Shabant. I'm not even gonna try to say it. That was calm. That was calm. Last jump scare was kind of weak. I give that. That was like a 7 out of 10. It was all right. It wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't nothing crazy. Mitch Francis, you know what? For 1,000 subscribers, that was pretty darn good. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. All right, guys. Next video, we're reacting to the 6-7 short horror film.
Hello?
Hey, what's the last 2 digits of your phone number?
6-7.
Oh, 6-7, 6-7. Jeez, Layla, don't sneak up on me like that.
Well, I thought you wanted to play.
Oh yeah, I got something I want to try.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you joining or not?
What in the...
We have to wake up the board first.
What? I forgot, how do you even do that?
1.
Oh, so she's like
2.
she's like a seasoned veteran in the Ouija board game.
3. Okay. Are there any spirits here with us tonight? Did you do that?
No, I didn't do anything. Okay, my turn. Spirit, what comes after 4-5?
This dude is about to be a freshman in college. Stuck on 6-7 jokes. Grown man, by the way. Grown man. No way he's gonna do it. Oh my gosh, bro.
6 7 6-7 6-7.
I thought this would be like a funny thing to react to, but my heart genuinely just hurts. Oh. I don't feel good.
You're not supposed to take your hands off without saying goodbye.
6-7 6-7 6-7 6-7 6-7 6-7 6-7 6-7 6-7 6-7
Knock it off! You're making it angry!
6-7 6-7 6-7 6-7.
Bentley, quit it!
You're no fun.
What was that?
Oh, she's about to get snatched.
Sounds like footsteps. Now shh. 3
Oh my god.
4 5 6 7. Oh, 6-7 6-7. Guess what time I die? 6, 7.
You know, my dad says that 6-7 is really demonic. Maybe I believe him, because what was that? That just like angered me. If I had to rate that one on the scale from 1 to 10, if I play it's like a 6 or a 7. My fault, guys.
Amigos has new value meals starting at just $5.
Alright, guys. I'm running off with Horror Shorts Party. We got 3 Five Nights at Freddy's stories animated. We're not going to react to all 3. We might react to 2 depending on how the first one goes.
I can't stand Five Nights at Freddy's. I lived through the nightmare those games portray, so there is nothing entertaining about them to me. People think it's based on Chuck E. Cheese, but that's just the aesthetic. The truth is, Five Nights at Freddy's is based on a horrific true story, and I was unlucky enough to be at the center of it.
Okay.
Many years ago, I was just a little kid, a scared orphaned boy at the mercy of the foster care system.
Okay.
I was brought into a foster home run by an old
What is a-
retired couple.
Why is he so tall? Bro, we got Andre the Giant. We got the Big Show opening the door. Taller than that. Who is this? Nah. Oh, oops. That's crazy.
The
I don't know
grandma
why
grandpa
he's so
pair
tall.
already had multiple foster kids in their care. They were nice, but during our very
Oh,
first conversation,
absolutely
I knew
not.
there was something off about them.
Why is his
Who
face
are
like...
you? Can you tell me your name, mister? I know you're scared, little fella, but I promise you're going to fit right in.
Do you like teddy bears? Mm-hmm. Do you want to see one?
Oh, ew.
Okay. All right, then. Why don't you follow me?
I thought they were going to give me a new stuffed animal as a welcoming gift, but instead, I was shown their creations. 5 gigantic animal costumes were sitting around the house. Each of them some kind of home-sewn amalgamation of different parts. I had no idea if they were supposed to be bears or rabbits, so I just pretended they were a kind of animal I hadn't learned about yet. In fact, I couldn't even look at them. Something about it just creeped me the hell out. I knew I made the right call when I finally got to talk to some other kids. According to them, our foster parents worked hard to create them just so the kids had something cool to look at or play with when walking around the house.
Absolutely
Later on,
not.
I made friends with a kid I'll just call Sean. We quickly became close as we shared a room and a teacher at school.
That's fire.
We did pretty much everything together.
That's
I was
fire.
happy to have a friend as well as a new home.
Why do I have
The
subtitles
longer I
on?
lived there, the worse
I'll
things
leave
seemed
them
to
on.
get. Gradually, a stench built up in every room and every corner of the house. Nobody could figure out where it was coming from.
It's
Beyond our
that
general
bad?
living conditions, creepy things were happening more and more. At night, I could hear noises outside my room. They sounded like distant screams somewhere, but I was too scared to leave my room to check. Along with everyone else, I started to lose sleep. I was wide awake every night, trying my hardest not to listen to those horrible noises, but I always failed, leaving me falling asleep all day at school. One day, my friend Sean got sick. I got out of bed and went to get him up so we could get ready together, but he could barely keep his eyes open.
Oh, no.
I didn't know what was wrong with him. Our foster parents said he was running a fever, so he would have to stay home.
Oh,
I
no.
didn't want to go to school alone, but I didn't have a choice.
He's dead.
When school was done, I went home. Sadly, the second I walked through the door, both my foster parents were right there waiting for me with awful news.
Ew.
They told me Sean had been taken out of the foster program.
Yeah.
He was gone. I didn't even get to say goodbye. Devastated,
He's dead.
I went to my room to cry for a while, but it was about to get so much worse than I ever could have imagined.
Yeah, 'cause he's
The
dead.
second I walked into my room, I saw it. there was a new monstrous costume sitting in the middle of the floor. And its eyes, they were human. They were familiar. I'd seen those eyes before just that morning. But now they were hidden behind all these wrong, fake animal parts. I ran right down the stairs and out of that nightmare house before anyone could catch me.
You actually
the
got
first
away.
person I ran into, I begged them to call the cops. Finally, the police searched the house, and my foster parents were arrested when the grisly truth was unearthed. All the costumes in the house were filled with corpses. Those demonic people had been sewing their foster children into these animal suits, cutting and twisting and breaking their bodies, reforming them with brutal amateur surgery into the abominations I was living with. The foster care program was just their scheme to collect more victims. The worst part is what they did to my friend Sean. They made him sick and helpless by overdosing him with medications, then put him through hell to make him fit into that costume, placing him in our room for me to discover like it was some kind of sick joke. But unfortunately for them, my mind hadn't yet been broken. Not completely anyway. I knew Sean was in there, and I wasn't going to stick around to share his fate. The news of this story shocked the small town I lived in.
Disgusting.
But this all happened before the days of the internet, so it managed to stay our town's darkest secret. That was until someone turned my most traumatic experience into Five Nights at Freddy's and put it on blast for the whole world to see. Thanks to those games, I now face constant reminders of what happened. This FNAF story was inspired by a viral...
Okay, so that was the first one. That was pretty good. It was short, it was nice, it was sweet, straight to the point. That was solid. I give that one like an 8 out of 10. I'll react to one more, but then I gotta cut it short. So let's react to this last one. Let's go. Lego.
Incident involving a couple named Martha and Eugene Grimes, who were known for fostering children and aiding the needy, but were really harboring dark secrets in their Victorian home. A series of disturbing photos showcase
These things are disgusting, dog. What is that? What is that?
faces the Grimes couple, terrified victims, and
What is-
horrifying bear costumes, which were allegedly what the Grimes couple used as taxidermy for their victims. It was said that the couple took out dozens of foster children by sewing them into animal costumes. Guests seeking refuge were sedated by the Grimes and forcibly stitched into animal costumes, turned into unwilling performers for a perverse entertainment. The Grimes' grotesque charade continued undetected for 18 years, the truth hidden by the couple's veneer of generosity and community spirit. The horrors were unearthed in 2022 when a former foster child, triggered by the game Five Nights at Freddy's, recalled the trauma, leading to a shocking investigation. As the investigation deepened, authorities uncovered a mass grave on the property's outskirts. Amidst the overgrowth, many victims were found, still grotesquely bound within their costume prisons.
That's disgusting, dog. Oh, wait, so that was the end of the first and wait, was this a real story? No. Is this a real story? So I assumed we moved on because it started to talk about some real stuff. That's a real story, dog? Oh no. Oh no. We're just gonna move on to the next story.
My parents left me home alone for the weekend. They gave me a list of chores and a bunch of rules like don't answer the door for strangers, don't have any friends over, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I promised I would do everything they said, but really, I just wanted them to leave. Wouldn't any kid want the house to themselves?
That's true.
Once they were gone, I got to do whatever I wanted.
Okay, this kid looks
I ate
crazy.
junk food, played video games, and even got to surf the internet on sites I usually wasn't allowed to go on when they were around. Later in the evening, as I was cleaning up and getting ready for bed,
What'd that mean, though?
I heard a knock at the door. I didn't believe it at first, but I couldn't stand to ignore it. So I snuck downstairs to look through the peephole. I was expecting to see some kids running away from playing Ding Dong Ditch, but instead, it was a guy in a purple suit.
Oh! Ooh-wee! What are these teeth? Oh, you need a trip to the. I mean, they're white, but golly, you need a the dentist is not even to fix that. You need to go to like a black market dentist and get like a new everything. Oh, why do you have 4 fingers? That's gross.
Not having a clue what he wanted, I stayed quiet and out of sight, hoping the guy would just give up and leave. When I put my eye back up to the peephole, I nearly lost my shit because I saw the man's face pressed right up against it.
Oh.
I know you're home. Open the door, Michael.
If I am ever, even as an adult, like, if I'm ever home alone and I see somebody at my front door, right? I'm looking at them and I can see them, right? And they're standing just a regular length away. I take a step back. I go back to the people and they're in the thing like these. I know you're there, Elias. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap my life up. I'm cooked. I'm crying. I'm sitting down and I'm crying. I'm sitting down butt naked in my living room. I'm crying. I mean, there's really just. I mean, there's no other correct move. Oh no. And he's just a kid. Oh no.
How the hell do you know my name?
Yeah, you should have talked.
The reason I know you're all alone. Your parents told me.
You're lying. Why would they do that?
Because they wanted me to deliver to you a gift, Michael. Don't you see?
The man then stepped aside, revealing a huge box, big enough for him to fit inside. However, I almost felt convinced this guy was actually a friend of my parents. Despite how frightening it all felt, I ended up opening the door for him.
Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. Never opening a door for a guy who has 63 teeth and it's not like need any. Hey, Elias. Elias, I have a gift for you. Piss off.
To my surprise, he didn't immediately rush in and attack me like I was worried he would. He just stood there with a huge grin on his face.
Yeah, bro.
I then stepped aside to allow the man to push the box inside. After that, he was gone. I immediately closed and locked the door, leaving me alone once again, except for the unknown giant box. Starting from the top, I grabbed a corner of the box and started slowly tearing it down. I uncovered about 2 feet and then I saw it, the face staring back at me. I almost wish it was a human face, but in a way, it was much worse. It was the face of a life-size dummy of Freddy Fazbear. It didn't make sense.
Why are the
I
teeth
hadn't
so
been to
sharp?
Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria since I was a kid. Last time I heard about it, the place was getting shut down. And then, it finally dawned on me. My parents must have bought the real Freddy Fazbear at an auction. Thankfully, he was still in the box, just like an action figure. Surely he didn't work anymore. So I just left him like that and went back upstairs to my room. Earlier, I had planned to sleep, but after that whole interaction, I was antsy as hell. I played some video games for a few more hours until I passed out. However, every time I went downstairs to grab something to drink or eat, I saw it in the corner of my eye. To be honest, it was as creepy as hell. I didn't want to look directly at him, but I wanted to make sure he was still there, and that he hadn't moved like the video games. As far as I could tell, he was lifeless. Eventually, I got tired enough to get into bed. Yet, just as I let my guard down, it started. The noises. The last thing I wanted to do was go down there, so I pulled out my phone to check the CCTV cameras my parents had placed all around the house. Camera 1 was front porch. Nothing. But camera 2 was the foyer, where Freddy was supposed to be. But there was nothing there anymore.
You're cooked.
It was just a box.
You're
but
cooked.
no Freddy. He was alive and loose in my house. Flipping through the cameras like a madman, I found him moments later, standing still
did he fit in the box?
kitchen. As I kept changing the view of the cameras, I noticed he was getting closer to me. I begged and prayed that he would not be able to climb the stairs. But then, I didn't have to watch to know where he was anymore. As soon as he took the first step, I could hear him. I put down my phone. I couldn't
you
look
gotta hide,
anymore.
buddy.
There was a camera in the hallway outside my door, but I just couldn't watch. I didn't want to listen.
Seriously, seriously accepting fate?
Second by second, he drew closer until he finally stopped right outside my bedroom.
You're tripping. You're tripping.
With trembling hands, I grabbed my phone and pulled up the camera feed again, checking everywhere. But Freddy had just disappeared. I didn't know where he'd gone, though I couldn't leave the door open, so I stood up to close it.
Bad. Rookie mistake. This guy's a rookie, though. You know, he's young. He has time to learn from his mistakes.
Somebody help me! He's trying to kill me!
Why am I getting an ad?
And since this traumatic incident, there have been no signs of life from Freddy Fazbear. The head of the boy has since gone missing. Police searched all through the house and around the perimeters of the house, but to no avail.
Okay. So that last one was not as good as the first one. The kid's an idiot. I don't think any kids opening the door for somebody like these. Just wouldn't do it. That one, that was like a 6.5. That wasn't really. That wasn't all that. It wasn't as good as the first one. But yeah, there it is. The first ever episode of Super Scary Someday. Super original series. Never done before, of course. Anyways, if you guys did like the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And remember, God is good. God is great. Stay up, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Love y'all.